Well, my name's David, and I go by POMO. I'm a music producer originally from Vancouver, and I started making music as a kid. My parents put me in piano lessons, and playing piano. I I hated it, and I was always wanting to do my own thing and play. Just bullshit jamming. I was supposed to play classical piano, and my parents were like, why aren't you practicing? That doesn't sound like classical. I'm like, yeah, it is classical, Mom. I'm playing, but I was really just messing around and trying to, I liked improvising. I didn't like reading music that much. I liked just kind of doing my own thing. So I was doing that, and then when I was about 14 or 15, I played in my first band, and I just fell in love with playing with other musicians and being able to interact with other players and write music that way, and I just fell in love with it from that point, and from that point forward it was just what I wanted to do. So in Vancouver, when we lived there, we kind of we got to a point where it was like, it's one of the younger cities in Vancouver, in Canada, sorry, so we hit a point where it was like, we want to just have a change of vibe and change of perspective, and we thought it'd be cool to go to another city. So we moved to Montreal, which is across the country, is the East Coast, and it was a great city for music. So the community was great, and it was the type of thing where you go to shows and everyone supported each other. It didn't matter what type of music you did. So it really, everyone was connected, and it was really inspiring to work there, and that's kind of where I got my start. I got signed onto HW&W from living in Montreal, and then I moved back to Vancouver for a little bit, and then LA made the most sense to be the next city to move to, just for music inspiration and work, and all the artists go there and stuff. So yeah, it just made sense. I sing a little bit. I mean, I don't consider myself a singer, but I've sung on my music before. I've done just record yourself 4 or 5 times and put tons of reverb, so it doesn't, I'm not I don't go and sing just my voice one take through, kind of disguise it and make it sound more like an instrument or something. So I sing that way, but I played guitar for a lot of years, maybe 6 or 7 years, and then I met Danny, so he kind of fills in for the guitar part, but I play guitar, I play a little bit of drums. Guitar, keyboard, and a little bit of drums. Yeah, when I met him in Montreal, he was called Damas, and he was actually the first or second show we saw in Montreal. We saw him opening for Shigeto, and we just moved to the city, and I saw his set, and I was like, wow, this is the type of music that I want to make, and I was just like, this is I just felt so connected to it. I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. It just made so much sense to me. So I met him, and then we became good friends, and then when he put out his Janet Jackson remix, and it started to blow up, and then he was getting a lot of attention, and since we were friends, I was sending him my latest tracks and stuff, and then he was putting them in his DJ mixes, and then eventually my songs kind of caught on and got signed that way. Yeah, very talented dude. I mean, I'd say the biggest is J Dilla for me. That was when I got into his stuff. It was kind of like a game changer for me in terms of chord progressions and harmony, and also groove at the same time, and just tonal, the way the bass lines go in his music, and then putting things behind the beat, and it was just a real game changer in terms of learning, because before that I was into more I still love Daft Punk and Justice and everything, but I didn't know about J Dilla and that type of stuff. And when I got shown that type of music, I was just my mind just opened up, and so many options opened up, and yeah, it's great. It's my favorite. I love working with. I love being able to, just being blessed enough to work with artists of that caliber and be around them in the studio is just incredible. Anderson .Paak is one of the most talented people I've ever met, and just being around him and being able to work with him is just crazy. And it's it inspires you to take your stuff to a new level and really work fucking hard and just do your best, and yeah, it's crazy. that's why I moved to LA, is because when I started working with Anderson, we would go there, and then we did the song with him and Mac Miller in the studio, and it was like, that was one of the first session. It was still early, like I used to just mostly make music on my own, you know, just in the bedroom by myself, and that was one of the earlier sessions I had working with another singer. So it was like, you know, it was like just like you know, just giving it my you're just kind of working really hard, and yeah, it's just it's inspiring, and it makes you just want to take your craft and make it better, and yeah.
I know I ain't a saint if it ain't too late. Well, I run away so fast from a heart like gold, but it breaks.